Welcome to Riverbend Talent on WBGZ. Brought to you by the Halpin Music Company.
Another Thursday night, another Riverbend Talent on the Big Z, brought to you by the Halpin Music Company and by Mr. Matt Van Voorhis of Macias Insurance AI closed caption reader. Sea Shanty Sing-Along already underway. Head down to Morrison's Irish Pub, an open mic later tonight at Raging Cajun around 9 o'clock down there in Alton. Sean Trost Band at Fast Eddie's from 6 until 10 tonight. Kevin Gruen up at George's Pub and Grill in Jerseyville until 9 o'clock. Evan Shaw underway at Big Daddy's in Edwardsville until 9. Ryan Holte underway at the Cabin at Judy Creek and Glen Carbon going until 9 o'clock. Jeff Chapman and Kent Lemon 7 to 11 at Deutsch Village Inn and Pontoon Beach. Hopefully Kent Lemon's not a used car. Danny Callagher, 7 to 10 at Pavia's Place in Granite City. Scott Marlin underway at the Red Bar in Collinsville, the red one. Look for the Red Bar.
Right.
The Downbards, 7 to 9 at the Old Herald in Collinsville. Those guys were a lot of fun, weren't they, Big Ben?
Oh, yeah, man.
Dave Horton.
The down bads are down.
They are down. Dave Horton already underway at the Prairie Inn in Dorsey, and open mic up at Mississippi Culture in Staunton tonight. And of course, you know what happens down in Belleville. I want to start things off by apologizing and messing things up last week a little bit. And you almost caught me. You almost caught me. I jumped 1 month ahead on the 26th, and I mentioned that post-Commons gig with Birds of Squalor, 1781, Reaver, and the Beginning's End. It's October 26th.
I remember when you read it, I went,
I know.
Man, I told those guys I'd loan them my subs for that. That's happening tonight. I haven't done it, and
well, you should have said that. That would have made me go, okay. I was feeling like it was wrong too when I said it, but it's like, let's just go.
I just thought, oh man, I told them I'd loan them those subs, and I didn't do it, and they're up there probably with no low end, and I feel bad. But then I kept thinking that was an October thing. So I thought maybe they were going back the next month with another show. I wasn't sure.
The main reason I have to reiterate that I made that mistake is that Chris Vandehay listens almost every week.
And he's the one I told I would loan the subs to.
I know. So.
But I remembered him saying
and he's a big man.
Oh, he's
a very big man.
Yeah, of the high, Vandehay.
He was a big man.
So here's the thing that I thought of. Why I thought that maybe it's two different shows that close with Birds of Squalor at the Post Commons. The one he had asked me about on the 13th was a sort of almost a pop-up show where they were supposed to be at the conservatory on that night. Conservatory double booked, so they just moved their show to Post Commons to make things simple. And I remember going, well, that was definitely an October show, but maybe, I'm just glad that I didn't mess up. Because I kept thinking, oops, I'm sorry, Chris Vandehay. Please don't beat me.
We are very lucky, Pigpen, to have very understanding sponsors to stick with us for 9 years, Halpin Music Company and Mr. Matt Van Voorhis of Macias Insurance, because we have, what do they call that, a disclaimer, right? We have had disclaimer after disclaimer of how big idiots we are.
Oh, yeah.
And we mess things up, and we probably are announcing fake news.
Fake to who?
I mean, you're a big Clark Howard fan, right?
I'm Clark Howard. I'm going to tell you, when something's new, don't buy it. It's really big, and it hasn't been straightened out yet.
Hey, who was the guy that had the fake radio show? Remember?
Phil Hartman. No, it wasn't Phil Hartman.
No, it wasn't Phil.
It was Phil...
Phil Lesh.
Phil Lesh. That would be so awesome.
Was it Jacob...
No, it was Phil something,
man.
He was so good. Was
it Jacob Gordon?
Yeah.
It was Jacob Gordon. You are correct, sir. So Jacob Gordon is actually in charge of this radio show tonight. I don't even know what we're doing here. Me and you get to leave. He's just gonna.
I tried that on him earlier, and he had this look like, "Really, you want me to know what's happening? I'm just here because you guys asked me to come."
There goes the rug out from under my feet, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, snuggle up to that microphone. Pull it to you. There you go. Be careful. You could break the whole.
Get intimate with it.
Gotcha.
Get to know your microphone, bro.
ASMR, I think they call it.
So, welcome back.
Thank you
to the show.
Yeah.
second time on, so things are going to get crazy. This is where we really dive deep into the psyche of Jacob Gordon.
I see.
Yeah, I hope you're ready to expose your skeletons and shed some demons.
Well, we've got a huge issue right off the top
because
because
on the radio.
Oh, no, we're going to do it right here in front of everybody.
Yeah, we are because, you heard from Doug Bush that Olive was playing a BushFest coming up. And Olive hasn't heard they're playing, or at least Jacob Gordon hasn't heard.
Not on my radar.
Right.
I'll say that, I guess.
Right.
I don't do a ton of the booking myself, but I don't think anybody's talked about BushFest to me.
Wow.
Okay.
So, there you
so
go.
this happens between bands, and that's what we talk about here on this show. It's just sometimes, you're doing so many things.
Yeah.
Things get lost in the shuffle. Now, when is BushFest, Pigpen?
So I don't know. I was talking to Doug on the phone a couple weeks back. I said, hey, BushFest is going to be coming up. Let's get together and do some shows, help promote it. And I said, I'd like to have, I believe he said Spilly Nelson's headline in one night. I believe he said Hideous Gentleman's headline in one of the other nights. And I said, I love those guys. We have them both on regularly to promote stuff. Who's someone we haven't had on quite so much? And the name Olive came across. And I said, well, here's the thing. We've had Jake on, but that's it. And,
Yeah.
I don't know. He did
So,
give me he did give me some information. I've just texted him and said, "Hey man,
I got a
if you got your
plan.
ears on, let me know."
You've done this before. Pull
Yeah,
up cottonmouth.org. It's
Ah,
on
yeah,
there when BushFest is.
There you go.
I just didn't write that down because I didn't see Olive listed, so I went straight for November 2nd, which is also on cottonmouth.org,
yeah,
about the Halloween party, which is what we do around here.
Yeah.
And man, the Milton School had a wicked awesome Halloween party last year, and there's
fun.
Olive's name right there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, he must be talking about that show.
And
And when I asked Jacob about that, he's like, you know what? I know about that show.
Yeah,
I
that
can
one-
probably
that
tell
one
you.
we're looking forward to for sure. So if there's wires crossed,
so and it might be totally on my end.
yeah, all good.
It might be that
never.
It might be that I was looking at you for the Milton School thing, and somehow
That would never happen.
in this text with Doug, I say, well, I've got Olive on the 3rd. Let's have you Cricket and the Grilled Avocados next weekend. And in my brain, I went, oh, that must be connected.
So for now,
yeah.
let's go with the November 2nd gig. If you could look up
I'm
BushFest just
working
for
on
the
it.
fans.
I am
you know.
working on it.
We'll get started on November 2nd, the big Halloween party hosted at the Old Milton School. Do they set that up inside the school somewhere? Or?
Yeah, so in years past, they have done this, kind of courtyard area, warehouse space.
Right.
You cut in through the basement, and they've used that space for it in the years past. But I believe this year they've done some pretty significant renovation around the gym area.
Okay.
I know Ian Whitmore, who plays in Olive, couldn't be here tonight. He also lives there in the schoolhouse, lead barista at Mava's at the shop there. So he, wears a lot of hats around the schoolhouse.
And
He
is in a lot of bands.
Yeah, that on top
Shareholder.
Of it, yeah. He's in Shareholder.
Who's
He does
playing?
his own solo stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Also, he's pulling double duty on the schoolhouse, playing 2 sets. But no, he, a few other people there at the schoolhouse have really put in the legwork to completely gut this gymnasium, and I think we're going to be able to use the big, stage in that space, and
That'd be
it's going to be
cool.
very cool.
Yeah.
That gymnasium and the little hallway that leads to it are the spookiest parts of that school, hands
absolutely.
down.
Someone else that works in the Old Milton School, Silver Material.
Yeah. Wires and them, they're playing the Halloween show as well. Silver Material's going to be there. I think.
Dracula's going to be there.
Yeah, Dracula's coming. Dracula Johnson,
Right.
I believe.
Right. Not to be confused with the other Draculas, right?
Yeah, different Dracula.
Or the other Johnson.
Wait a minute, is that Dracula T. Johnson? Or
believe B.
Dracula?
B. Johnson.
Oh, okay, that's a different one than I know.
Okay,
Yeah. So that'll be fun, and I believe the evening's opening up with Danny, who used to work at Mava's back in the day. I guess is trying to crack into music and is pairing up with the writers from Silver Material. So they're doing kind of an opening acoustic set of mixed stuff. I'm not quite sure what to expect out of it, but I think that's going to be fun
Well,
to see.
apparently they're called Killer Queers from Outer Space.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is apparently at least the name this year for the Halloween
This
show.
year.
You'll see, we'll see if that sticks, but
Now-
I like it.
Now, there's one other band playing that I'm a little afraid to try to pronounce.
I see.
It's Ahzidal? Ahzidal?
I unfortunately can't say that I think I've heard it out loud. I mostly just know these guys from having read the name and
Right.
so on.
So it's Ahzidal. Ahzidal? Ahzidal? Ahzidal?
Ahzidal? I don't know.
Ahzidal?
Ahzidal? Who's to say?
What language are we speaking right
I
now?
don't know. I played Dungeons and Dragons,
Oh,
and
I
this
just
one's
seen-
getting past me.
I
so.
just seen the 2023 movie.
Yeah. That's
Have you
fun.
seen that?
Yeah, I caught that in theaters. That was
So
fun.
tell me from a Dungeon and Dragons player perspective, how bad did they jack that up?
It was pretty close.
Okay.
Like a lot of the little details are pretty accurate. You can tell they had a lot of fun. You can tell that the people involved definitely were playing the game
Okay.
in succession to kind of create the story a little bit. But no, it's pretty good representation of what goes on in like the theater of your mind when you're playing the game.
I kind of felt like it was accurate, but I've never played the game.
Yeah,
But just hearing some conversation here and there.
there's just as many big dramatic Lord of the Rings story beats in a given thing as there are like insane running jokes that you would put together with your friends regardless.
Right.
Like it's bring your friend's sense of humor to it, which is a lot of fun.
I was a little confused when the dragon wasn't breathing fire. It was like sparks. Like it
Yeah.
just didn't have it.
Yeah.
I don't know why that happened, but
I don't recall the detail of it.
the
that
magician puts his finger up with a flame on it to help them escape. They're trapped in this hole or whatever. And but I don't know why.
well. Yeah,
I
don't
never
know
seen
the
a
detail
dragon
of
with
it.
sparks coming out. Like I'm not working properly.
Yeah, I'm not sure in that specific. But
Okay, well, yeah.
But they seem like good fun.
Well, you didn't solve that problem I've
No,
been
yeah.
pondering over for weeks.
No,
actually, I
but he
haven't.
gave me a good name for a band, the Broke Down Dragons.
There you go. I like it.
So that's all taking place on November 2nd,
Yeah.
the Halloween party we're talking about at the Milton School. And that's you can get advance tickets for that, I guess, at Mavis.
Yeah, you can stop in the shop and get advance tickets. I think it's a couple dollars more day of. So definitely well worth it to swoop in and get some advance tickets.
Yeah.
Definitely help kind of get a read for the people planning the event, kind of scale. and all.
Right,
But,
right.
but
Yeah,
no,
sure.
it'll be a real good time. It's always a pretty significant barn burner. It goes a little late into the night, but it's a good time for sure.
And anybody who's sort of unfamiliar with the Milton Schoolhouse, because I grew up right off Milton Road. I went to school there for 4th and 5th grade, and it was creepy
Even then,
back then.
yeah.
I mean, it was some of my first oh man, this is a creepy place to be in, and because I was 8, 9 years old at
Yeah.
that time. But if you didn't live on that side of town at that time, you probably didn't go to school there, and maybe a lot of people haven't roamed into it yet. There's a lot going on
Yes.
at the old schoolhouse.
Yeah,
You brought up
absolutely.
Mavis, which is the coffee house there,
Yeah.
and Ian Whitmore, who does order all the coffee beans. So if you're a coffee person and you truly like trying different coffees, I mean, some people are like, oh yeah, I like my coffee at Starbucks or whatever.
Sure.
It's the same, Dunkin' Donuts, Mr. Donuts, whatever it is. But if you like trying different things, Ian orders his beans. He doesn't order the same stuff every time. He orders from all over the world, and he has a pretty unique way of going about it. Now, he has some favorites that he tries to keep around.
Sure.
But I've talked to him about this, and it's really interesting. If you're into coffee, you should definitely stop into Mavis. What else is there? I feel like there's beekeepers there. Is that right?
Well,
I don't know where I
know
heard
what's
that.
funny is the beekeepers would be news to me, but wouldn't surprise me. That is pretty on brand for the schoolhouse. They've, I know they've got the community garden ongoing. They've had for a long time. There's
And maybe I'm getting it confused with the. Is that in the little courtyard on the?
That's kind of around the back side of the building.
Yeah.
So, if you, instead of pulling into the lot, just keep down toward the back.
Right.
There's kind of big garden space back there. I know there's a, tabletop game store in there. Circle back to D&D, I guess. But then I know they also have, some other kind of odds and ends stores, this and that. There's Anderson's Barbershop, obviously. Those guys do great work. I know they just had, Anderson specifically just had this tin-type photographer in, old-timey Wild West tin-type photographs. Gorgeous level of detail. It's definitely a unique photography kind of art form itself.
Right.
But yeah, there's always something unique
cooking,
going on,
yeah.
for sure, at the schoolhouse.
And it's, I think, one Friday a month for sure. They do the Trinity's Way open mic night. I think that's coming up on the 11th, Friday the 11th of this particular month. So now I do have breaking news.
Okay. Milton Berle is what the school was named after. Well, that's the first old Milton I could think of.
Yeah,
Uncle Milty.
Uncle Milty, Milton Berle.
That's not the breaking news.
I know that's good though. That's better than what I got. No. Actually, I have solved the mystery.
All right.
Indeed, Olive is not scheduled to play at BushFest. Owen Weber. Owen Weber is playing a solo set.
You know what? Yeah, this does start to ring a bell now that you're bringing in the solo set. Which explains a lot that Owen would not have been mark it down on your calendars.
Yeah. But you suddenly you go, I remember.
The song's Olive.
Yeah, so it's October 18th and 19th, and the list of bands it is a lot. Just a few of them: Hideous Gentleman, Spilly Nelson, Liver Jones and the Flatworms, Owen Weber, Cricket and the Grilled Avocados, the Buzz Tones, Modern Pasta, Mad Baileys, Agents of the Free. There's a lot of them here. There's actually a few I've never heard of.
Is that all in a text?
This is all. It's actually he sent me a poster. Yeah, so I'm just kind of.
Yeah, I might have seen that. I couldn't remember for sure though, but I did definitely see that. On November 2nd, Olive's big name.
Yeah.
And Jacob, are you going to wear a costume that night?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that possibility.
Yeah, I think we're still finalizing some details on our costume for the Halloween show.
So it's a secret.
Okay.
Well,
the details haven't even been solidified yet. So let's dive a little deeper here. So
I think you should go as a martini.
That would be fun.
To tie
a
into
dirty
the band
martini.
Yeah.
And I don't. Dirty.
I don't know how we'd make that work for a costume, but we can try.
Well, it's just a martini that goes around being dirty.
Well, yeah.
That's the way I see a dirty martini. I don't know.
But yeah, no, we've got a little bit of a musical costume planned.
Okay.
So that's what I was going to get at. Now. Sure, Gordon, we're almost family, so I feel awkward here. But I have not got the pleasure of seeing Olive yet. You guys haven't played out.
Just for our radio listeners, Pigpen's hands are above the table right now.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Now that you said that. So anyway, so I have not had the pleasure of seeing Olive yet. How many people in the band? You and Owen?
Yeah, so it's me, Owen Weber, Cole Robb, and Ian Whitmore. It's 4-piece.
So there you go.
I have seen the band.
So you
down at the night market.
Yeah,
it was wonderful.
Yeah. So I wanted to see him play. They played at the conservatory, but it just so happened I was playing at Jacoby's right across the street while you guys were playing.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the last time I think we had them on was Jacob, because he was the one that showed up.
Yeah.
We were talking about that night.
Hear that, Ian Whitmore?
Yeah.
I'm talking to you. Why aren't you here?
Hey, Ian would have come. I'm just saying. Unless he's got a band practice, which is could be every night for that guy.
Yeah.
Probably.
Busy.
So
for sure.
So here we go. We got a 4-piece band. You could go as the Scooby Doo.
This is true.
I'm just saying we could get down to you go as the Jetsons.
No, I will say that
you should be Elroy if you're the Jetsons.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That'd suit me, evidently. I'll make it work.
A spark spitting dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
this show.
Keep it clean. Family show. ballpark spitting.
Well, you said dirty martini. I mean,
no, that's just
that's
that's
way
a
worse
that's
than
a,
what I said.
That's a vague expression. We don't know. It's a
Euphemism.
yeah. All right, so I just thought, hey, well, let's throw out some ideas here.
No,
I was
we've got
waiting to see, if you're like, well, it's 5 people, it's like, okay, well, you can't be a baseball team, but you could be a basketball.
Well, you could be
team.
Charlie Brown's baseball team. They probably only had 5 people on it.
Well, yeah, no, we do have something in mind. I'll say that that last year we did a little Misfits cover just for fun for Halloween's sake, and I think this year we're putting a little bit more thought into it, but at least kind of pulling the same kind of thing. It's
Right.
a costume in relation to a little Halloween cover.
They'll be the Beatles, eh?
Okay.
They're gonna be the Beatles.
Yeah, on the nose. That's exactly it. No, I'm kidding. That'd be a little.
I'm sick.
To be honest, ever since he said Charlie Brown, all I can do is picture Snoopy's ne'er-do-well cousin Spike, and I don't remember he'd wear the hat, had the mustache.
All just be various relatives of Snoopy. One's Snoopy, one's Joe Cool with little sunglasses.
Right.
And just we'll make that work.
That's why there was only 5 guys on the Charlie Brown team, because Snoopy covered everything. I mean, he could cover the entire outfield, part of the infield.
Yeah,
Shohei Ohtani does not have anything on Snoopy.
Except a cool
True
name.
story.
Except a really cool name. Except more vowels in his name. Anyway, so all right. So Jake Weber will be playing Owen Weber. I'm sorry, not Jake Weber. Owen Weber is Jake Weber's son.
Yeah.
I
know.
It's all so twisted. Anyway. And speaking
Twist
of
a cane?
that, speaking of that, let's talk about that, the family connection there, real quick. So so in Olive, you are Jake Gordon, and Owen Weber plays. Now your dad, Jared Gordon, plays with his dad,
Jake Weber.
And
the 2 Jakes, I think, would really.
It does. It really kind of throws it off.
The whole
And I
thing.
blame your dad.
Yeah. Well,
And I'm
he's the
calling
one.
him out, and I'll meet him in the square circle this Sunday at 9.
The interesting part of the story to me is that you guys didn't really know each other as kids, though.
Not a ton. I mean, we saw each other maybe every couple years. It was kind of like a distant cousin relation, I guess, is the way I put it. You know?
You knew him when you saw him, but
Yeah, and
you weren't super tight.
when we were kids, there's just enough of an age gap that it looked a lot bigger as kids. When I'm like 16 and he's 12, we weren't really hanging out.
Yeah.
Right.
But now that he's 20 and I'm 24, that's a
Right,
much more
yeah.
reasonable gap.
Sure.
So yeah, we
You're
started
one of those
playing-
ages, just a numbers guys, huh?
Oh man. This is
where I
it.
took
This
it?
is the end of Olive.
This is where we dive deep in the psyche of Jake.
See, but 8 and 12 would have been a good time for you guys to hang out.
But no, so when he was in high school, we started playing music from time to time together. And then when he really wanted to kind of take it off the ground, he reached out to me. It's funny because he met Ian separately. They both kind of agreed to exchange drum pieces. Owen agreed to play with Ian. Ian agreed to play with Owen on their respective material. And I met through Owen, Cole, our lead guitarist, Cole Robb, who, after meeting, I found that I know through 15 different avenues, kind of the way, like you said, family affair thing, where not only do we know all the same people, but like our families are good friends, kind of thing. Where
Right.
like, oh yeah, how did we not ever meet years ago? But
We had a family affair last week. We got a theme going.
Oh yeah, the Levi family. Yeah.
Of course, we planned all that out. Obviously.
From
It's
the
a
get-go.
family affair.
Yeah, who's Buffy? That's what I want to know. Who's Buffy? The Vampire Slayer.
I don't know. I just know about spitting dragons.
Wasn't Buffy and Family Affair the show?
I don't know.
That's
I'm
before your time,
so
Jake.
Well, yeah,
confused
I haven't
right
seen
now.
Family Affair. I mean, I watched Buffy, but I can't speak to
The Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Family affair.
We're covering a
yeah.
wide gamut of TV there.
Yeah.
Very wide.
Yeah, it's got my head spinning. I don't know which decade I'm in right now.
Mr. French, Family Affair with Buffy and Jodie or something, I think was the kid's name.
Yeah, Jodie Foster.
Jodie Foster. Jodie Grinder, probably.
Jodie.
That it all came full circle.
Who's Levi? Yeah, there you go, Lynn Levi. Back to the family affair.
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon here. There's a lot of layers.
Well, then in that case, we got to bring up Joe Greenwell, right?
Oh, yeah,
if we're doing 6 degrees of,
Yeah,
and that's a guy that's on a 1948 photo out there in the lobby of WOKZ.
right? The predecessor of the current.
That many a
WBGZ.
musician has come in and said, I know that guy.
Matt Tall, oh yeah, man, I'm related to that guy. Oh yeah, Matt McGivney had his band named after him, Lazy Joe.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
So if
he
you
spawned
haven't-
many young musicians.
For sure.
Yeah.
We definitely try to keep things, coming full circle, continuity, lots
Easy
of
there.
planning.
Easy
Lots
there.
of
Easy there, buddy.
No, I mean,
No, we
it's
told the
a
Hands
truth.
are back under the table.
We told the truth in the beginning. We are idiots.
Oh yeah.
But,
Yeah, there's no arguing with that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing though. We gotta let everybody know what's going on this weekend because
Okay.
we should be proud of how many music venues there are on this side of the river.
We are very proud.
It's pages and pages and pages, and so anybody out there talking to you, Birds of Squalor, no.
Hey, October 26th is when they're playing at the Post
October
Commons.
26th. There you go, at the Post Commons.
That's
But
right
anybody out
before.
there who's got a band or you're a musician and you're thinking, man, if you're a musician wanting to get some songs out there, you're not sure how to start. If you got want to meet other musicians, go to these open mic nights we talk about. If you got a band, look, there's all these places to play where whatever you fit into at least one of them because there's a bunch of them here,
Right.
So what is happening?
Well, lots happening. Rerun.
Friday.
And I'm sticking with the TV thing. We got the dueling
Go
pianos.
about, Raj.
We got two very large pianos going to attack each other and try to destroy each other at Baker's and Hale
Oh yeah. Okay.
on Friday night.
There you go.
So Harvest Drive's going to be at the Moose and Wood River on the patio. They're not letting them inside because they are a dangerous band. Very dangerous.
Okay.
And
Out
some
on
guy
the
named
patio.
Michael Martin Murphy is going to be at the Wild E Theater. We know plenty of Murphys along the ways, but
I'm
sure who that
at
is.
the Triple M, man. I feel like I know this guy, but I can't place him. Michael Martin Murphy.
We do know Flip the Frog, and
I-
they're going to be at the backstage bar and patio in Edwardsville on Friday, and Butch Moore is going to be right around the corner at Big Daddy's on Friday night, and Lefty Daytona around the other corner at the Stagger Inn in Edwardsville. And Musicology is where you figure out all your music and have a big fat chop house steak at 1818 Chop House in Edwardsville. Matt Heaton doing the cabin at Judy Creek and Glen Carbon, the Fry Project down at Deutz Village Inn in Pontoon Beach. And a comedy show will be breaking out at Tegan's. Not planned. It's a Rumble Royal between Anthony Schaefer and Michael Anthony, not the Van Halen Michael Anthony.
I was going to say, this is going to be awesome,
This
man.
is Michael with a
get
Y.
weird.
Ushering in the season of Van Halen.
And Fiona Cowley out of Nashville, Tennessee, one of the many places she plays. And she's going to be at Sneaky's as well in Edwardsville coming up. So she's kind of torn around.
So, did you make up the Battle Royale part?
I pretty much made up everything.
Okay,
Except the band names in the venue.
I really wanted. I was like, wow, a three-way battle royal between, comedians. These they're gonna have to be on the top of
Fiona
their
is
game.
Right.
Fiona's going to take them out. Just so you know, she's the headliner.
Oh yeah, and she's gonna come out to Ozzy singing Fiona Cowley.
Maybe.
Bow, bow, bow.
Jay Hollinger will be doing that song though at George's Pub and Grill in Jerseyville
That
on
would be
Friday
awesome.
night.
You hear that, Jay? We're expecting some Mr. Crowley.
That's right. Midwest Avenue at the Grafton Pub on Friday in Strange Buffalo at Old Harold Brewing in Collinsville. Much more going on as we venture beyond the interior of the river bend into the outskirts, including, a place we haven't mentioned much, but there's a new venue that's been putting on shows all summer called the Grain Bin in West Alton, Missouri,
Okay.
right across the bridge,
Okay.
the one and only bridge.
The Grain Bin in West Alton. Now, I haven't seen this one. I don't
Yeah.
even see it on the list here.
You spent about a
there it
month
is.
where you weren't
There
even
it is.
here, so I mean, you
Oh,
missed
yeah.
a lot.
Oh yeah. By
So-
the way, man, I'm going back out of town again for a while.
kind of big. We'll get to that.
Anyway, yeah. So the Grain Bin in West Alton. That
Yeah.
cool. Always happy to hear about something new.
Yeah,
there's another
mainly
one I
cover
saw.
bands there, mainly covers.
Yeah, that's all right.
But I think on weekends they were doing like 2 shows,
Hey, that's cool.
like an acoustic and a full band thing.
And again, West Alton, just a hop, skip, and a jump away, man.
There is an actual battle, possibly royal, going down Saturday
All right.
at the Mason Lodge. And who puts on shows at the Mason Lodge that involve large men slamming each other?
It's going to be
Pro Wrestling
Pro
Epic, of course.
Wrestling Epic, and it is
The one
Bitter
wrestler
Sweet
that-
Lockdown 3.
The one wrestler that literally scared us.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, yeah. I almost forgot because I have look. All those guys are. First of all, I get in this conversation with my son. He's a big. What is it where they really just beat the snot out of each other? The kind of the
Micro wrestling?
Nah,
Dude,
micro
that's coming to town too.
So Dan Severn is the champion of actual Olympic wrestling,
Yeah.
of WWF style wrestling, and of what is it? It's kind of when they just get in a ring and hit till they're done.
Well,
So
hey, look,
coming in to join
Guest
the show.
Yeah.
here he is.
Drop it.
Guys,
All right, now we actually can talk about BushFest
Yeah.
officially.
I'm here to talk about BushFest.
He's here to set the record straight.
Now, hold on.
Get
Joining
cozy,
us.
get cozy to that
Yeah,
microphone.
get on in there.
Get up in
Act
there.
like you really know that microphone.
I love this microphone.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
Anyway,
I can
so,
hear it this week.
Owen Weber.
Yes.
It is nice to meet to make your acquaintance, good sir.
Good to see you again.
So this is his first time on the show.
Actually, I believe it's my second.
That's
Really?
right.
Wait,
That's
wait,
right.
wait.
Actually.
With my dad before,
Yeah.
a few years back.
Yep.
Got him.
Wow.
We made
See,
him sit in the corner and he couldn't talk.
Yeah, I didn't speak a whole lot,
I
but I was
remember
there.
now. I do. I'm like, man, I don't remember talking to you on the air. But
didn't talk much.
I do remember. As soon as you said he sat off in the corner, I suddenly do remember that. You know what? I'm taking everything I said back. Owen Weber, welcome back to the show, good friend.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
So let me straighten out something real quick in my head because I'm still so unsure.
We already told everyone we're idiots.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah,
you don't have to
yeah.
straighten
I'm
that
not
out.
trying to straighten that out. I'm just trying to clear it not only in my own head, but if I did give the wrong information. Or are you playing at BushFest, or is your dad playing at BushFest?
So I'll be playing an hour-long solo acoustic set.
There
at
we go.
BushFest.
Okay, there you go.
Did we ever get the date for that?
October
believe it's-
18th
yeah.
Thank you.
and 19th, I do believe.
Okay.
Out at the VFW farm in Brighton, right off Humbert Road. Really, it's Godfrey. I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's barely over the border into Brighton. So there you go.
Jacob Gordon, will you be heckling Owen?
Ooh, I hadn't
At
even
Bush
considered
Fest.
that.
Yeah.
I may show up with a nice bushel of garden fresh tomatoes to heave.
Oh
Be a good
yeah,
time.
yeah. You know what? I've got a tomato catcher. I will rent you. And you can just stand there and laugh as he throws tomatoes
Nice
at you.
try,
man.
Jay.
Yeah, now it's a
Yeah.
half-hour
Take
set
this.
and
Yeah.
a half hour of interactive theater while we throw tomatoes back and forth.
So
Owen, back to your hour-long set.
Yes.
Gonna play any Misfits, anything like that, or
I don't
all
know
originals?
about Misfits this time.
Okay.
Well-
just some Danzig,
Yeah.
Just a little Danzig.
right?
No,
Twist of Cane, maybe.
I think I'm gonna try
Let's do
to
it.
do most of what you would hear normally in the Olive Electric set, and then a few covers thrown in, kind of similar to like what we did at the night market
Okay.
earlier this summer.
I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you probably hear
Pigpen was.
all your favorite Olive tunes,
He
plus
was
a little
probably-
Elliott Smith, maybe a little Wilco, maybe
Okay.
even a little Hank Sr.
There you
Fun
go.
to see.
Yeah.
Bring it to the locals with the Wilco.
I felt it. I felt it. And it got me in my nice, warm, creamy spot right in the center there. All right, so you're going to be playing an hour set at BushFest, but also the Halloween show. They have the whole band a rocking and a rolling. And what's the date on that one again?
That's going to be November 2nd.
Okay, so then there you go. So BushFest coming up before that. I needed to get that straight in my head too, because I'm very easily confused.
Okay, I'll tell you what got straight in my head. When he brought up Wilco, it took me back to the 90s.
Yeah.
And some sad news this past week.
Oh, Judge Nothing.
Yeah.
Chris Christopherson died.
Lee from Judge Nothing passed away. Yeah.
Did not hear about that.
So our condolences to the Judge Nothing family and the Flea family. And wow, what a shocker. Caught everybody off guard.
Man.
So, and he was just at Rock the Hops.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Weeks ago, man.
Yeah, it seems like it.
So hate
there
to,
you go.
Yeah, I always hate to hear that, man. And it seems like in our 10 years, 9 years we've been doing this,
I know.
It comes more and more as the years roll on.
Well,
that's why we're making friends with these youngsters.
Right. Well, we're interviewing like past guest children.
Well, sure,
now,
man.
So,
well,
that's when I noticed right before we hung up the skis, because we were a skiing team at one time, and that more and more of the children of our fans were showing up, and they were like, "Hey, check out this band I'm into," which was interesting.
Yeah. And I believe the children are our future. I believe we should teach them well and let them lead the way.
I believe
children.
The children of the corn.
I believe the children of the Malachi. Oh my gosh!
You got to bring it back around to Halloween.
My favorite time of the year.
Okay, now we kind of got a little insight. We were talking about November 2nd.
Okay.
Right. Halloween costume.
Yes.
And
are you going to be Ringo? Are you going to be George? We know you're going as the Beatles, bro. It's already out.
Who told you, man?
Well, Ringo himself. The ghost of John Lennon told me. I'm telling you, bro.
Olive's going.
Well, it might have been Harry Potter. I don't know. They look a lot alike with those glasses. I can't tell.
I won't be
baked.
too descriptive, but
All right.
I said
you can expect maybe a popular 90s band
okay.
as the costume. You'll have to show up and see.
Okay, so whoever goes as Cobain, are you doing pre-bullet, post-bullet Cobain? I'm just curious.
It's Halloween.
It's Halloween. You could go with it.
You dipped into that well.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
If you can show up with no face, I mean. Oh, too soon? Too soon?
No, not soon enough, bro. Not soon enough, man. Let's just stay out of the court. You love conspiracy and move away from Nirvana before.
Showing up as Courtney Love may be scarier.
That is the scariest. That is. Yeah.
We may have a treat for you.
The name of her band is Hole.
Nice.
The name of her band is Hole.
Yeah.
What a load of garbage.
That's a whole bunch of garbage.
No, I think that's a different band.
Oh, my bad.
So
it's all the same.
Is this your first BushFest, Owen?
It is.
It is.
I've only heard about it before, and then Doug Bush hit me up wanting to book something, and I was like, well, the drummer's out of town on that date, but I'd be down to play, so.
You didn't have to throw
set up.
Doug Bush under the truck there. I mean, hit you up. What are you saying?
Oh,
I
he
thought
just texted me
Pigpen was
on
the only
Facebook.
person that hits on people in that family.
And what I do under the counter is my business. All right, let's just move on with this interview, and you scoot a little closer.
So have you never even been to a BushFest?
I haven't.
Wow.
Oh, are you in for a treat? So here you go. BushFest as again, it's October 18th.
Number 33.
It's the 33rd.
It is every year. It is every year. It's the 33rd.
It is the 33rd annual BushFest. Now it's October 18th and 19th at the VFW Farm in Brighton, which is again right off Humbert Road out there at the end of Humbert Road. And again, a few of the people here. We got the Hideous Gentleman, Spilly Nelson, Liver Jones, and the Flatworms, Owen Weber. Cricket and the Grilled Avocados, Buzz Tones, Modern Pasta, the Mad Baileys, Agents of the Free, Peace Lords. 1781, man, I haven't talked to those guys in a while. Like a Switch, okay. Some of these people I have not heard of. Trailer Park Troubadours, 29 Steps, Last Stand, Psychedelic Symphony, Mark and the Angry Heart, Basement, and this one I like, Cerebral Anomaly. So there's most of the bands I think that are going to be playing out there, and that is both. That's the list for both days there.
1781 will be at the Post Commons on October 26th. Did I mention that?
I believe so, with Birds of Squalor.
Okay.
Hey, Chris Vandy, don't forget to get a hold of me.
Notice that's 3 times, buddy.
Psst, psst. Chris, call me.
Well,
I like to whisper things over radio.
Yeah.
Just so the person that... Yeah, anyway.
That's my partner, Pigman, not Tom Petty.
It's all the same, man.
Not Petty's playing at the Rustic Friday night.
I saw that. I saw that. Not Petty, okay, at the Rustic in Warden, Illinois. And then what else we got? Triple Threat also Friday at Martin's Lanes and Root House.
I was thinking, Saturday is something. When they had the big Alton reunion thing we talked to the Undecided about?
Yeah,
now it's going to be like spread out this Saturday because Rock Bottom is going to be at Third Shoot in Alton.
Okay.
At 9. And then the Undecided is going to be out at Roper's.
Oh, looky there. Looky there.
So there you go.
Yeah, nice. So
Owen Weber is going to be at BushFest.
It's the 19th.
Way to go, Owen.
I'll be there at 3:30
by the lake.
By the lake.
Yeah, nice. See, I'm almost psychic. I read your mind.
You did read
there.
my mind.
And then Jacob Gordon and Owen Weber will be together as the band Olive, along with Ian Whitmore.
Yeah.
And the guitar player.
Cool.
Yeah,
Cole.
we don't
Right,
don't need to bring it. Don't say his name 3 times; he'll appear.
I actually just saw him earlier today.
November 2nd.
That's
Old Milton
November
School.
2nd at the Milton Schoolhouse.
Yeah, and again, if you haven't been to the Milton Schoolhouse, this is kind of the perfect opportunity, I believe, because I have going to 4th and 5th grade there, I have quite a few memories of different things. One of the memories that just hit me is that behind the building was where we would do most of our recess, and this was an era for you young kids that you might be like, well, that's wrong. You might be like, yeah, that's cool. But if you got in a fight on recess, there was the 3 teachers, Mr. Steinbrook. I can't think of the other ones. But they pretty much would let you finish the fight before they break it up. Because if there wasn't a winner or loser, they know it's just going to happen again at the next recess. So they would let one guy definitely sort of win. It was a simpler time.
Play out.
I bet they were placing bets.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I guarantee they were pitting us against each other. Why? I would.
That sounds like fun, really. I'd probably lose my teaching job today, but...
Oh, $20 says the Gordon kid takes the Weber kid out.
Back to micro wrestling, I guess.
Dude, so real quick before
when you said it's an excellent opportunity, that got me to thinking. It's like I think he's going to say because the doors will be open and I won't have to break in like I used to.
We're not supposed to talk about it.
Okay, sorry.
Oh man. It is a creepy place.
Yeah.
I have some creepy memories of that place, specifically that gymnasium and the little hallway down to it. Right. Anyway,
why were you giving me the karate chop point?
I was giving you because you brought up the micro wrestling once again, and right before Owen walked in, we were talking about the Epic Wrestling's Bittersweet Lockdown 3, which is happening at the Franklin Lodge.
Also the Masonic Hall.
Yeah, well, hey,
former.
Keep your religion to yourself, bro. No, anyway, I don't know. so unless you know the secret handshake, you ain't even supposed to bring it up, bro.
No, I do know the secret handshake.
Dude, you're not supposed to say that on radio. They're gunning for you. You might as well do the Skull and Bones dance right here in front of everybody.
No, because
do the Skull and Bones dance.
I'm not a member. I've just infiltrated certain members who I will not name because then they will have to be gutted or something like that.
I'm gonna whisper.
I'm pretty sure
I'm
that's
gonna whisper his name.
No, we can't talk about it.
All right.
No, you can't.
I won't. So here it is, though. The Bittersweet Lockdown is happening this Saturday, right? Saturday, yeah.
Yeah.
At the Franklin Lodge. So, but you brought up micro wrestling.
I did.
But fill me in a little more about what we're talking about. Is it like a 10-second wrestling match, or is it like?
I think you know it.
Well, I want to know more.
The little guys.
Children wrestling.
I'm pretty sure they're going to be in sachet.
So it's children wrestling? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, very small adults. So there you go.
Okay, you did well. I was going to try and drag you farther down the warrant. I wanted to drag you farther into the gutter with a few more questions, but you've answered well.
Nice recovery.
I thought he's going to be like, under 5'3". You know, I don't know. Anyway, right. All right. So where's that happening at?
Well, Matt Tall, is that what you're talking about? Saturday's playing at the Bloody Bucket Saloon in Grafton.
A.K.A. Bloody Knee Saloon.
7 to 10.
There you go.
He had to cancel Wednesday night.
Why?
Wasn't feeling it.
What?
He's getting old.
No.
He said his body, his soul was feeling it, but his body was not.
Yeah. Hey, man. Have you tried steroids? No, it'll really get you in the
Works
game.
wonders.
Yeah, it'll bring that roid rage to your Americana music. That
Well, that's what Americana music needs.
Yeah,
more roid rage.
Yeah, much right. I mean, Woody Guthrie could have had more rage. That Depression era should have had a little more.
True.
So.
I don't know. He seemed pretty mad.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I went to the Woody Guthrie Museum. I spent a couple hours walking around in there, and he actually seemed like a fairly for as bad as so they had his fiddle in there, and he was just like Dennis here. He was a Navy man, and 3 of his ships were sunk, and he got off each ship alive with his guitar, his banjo, and his fiddle.
Wow.
and on the fiddle that's in there, he's got he's wood burned some stuff in there. And one of the sayings is, always drunk, never sunk. or always drunk 3 times sunk, or something like. But
Sure.
he's like making jokes about having battleships sunk.
Mortality.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, he. I'm not saying he don't sing about some hard times.
That's why Bob Dylan was such a big fan.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man.
Owen Weber,
Yes.
when you play BushFest,
Mm-hmm.
have you thought about doing any Woody Guthrie songs?
Any Woody Guthrie? I have not actually,
Okay, well, just checking.
but now that you bring it up,
Legendary.
you may see some Woody Guthrie.
May.
A little this land.
A 1-hour set starting at 3:30.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to do a nothing but this land is your land, this land is my land for the whole
For
hour.
the whole hour.
He's going to
Yeah.
do one
1 hour
long
rendition.
Woody Guthrie jam.
Well, you can just keep adding verses,
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. From that there lake over to the other bushes, right here at BushFest at the VFW.
On what's the date again?
October
19th.
18th and 19th.
Okay, so are you on the Saturday then, the 19th? Right?
Yeah.
At 3:30.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
By
because
the
they
lake.
start at
By the
4:20 on Friday. That's been going on since BushFest started in a backyard.
Yeah.
What was the name of that street, Pig? Been there an old guy.
Eunice, I think it is.
Yeah.
right there off State Street, right down.
It was like a bowl backyard.
Just a hill straight down.
Pretty
in it.
wild.
33 years ago.
What? 33 years. Every
30,
year.
yeah.
Every year. It's like a time
Next year,
loop.
This year, at the end of the year, you should ask if you could be in next year, because next year is the 33rd year. So, yeah,
way.
and that's the one you want to be on. But luckily, you're on this year, which is the 33rd year. So,
The 33rd,
Yeah.
33rd.
Well,
BushFest.
we are in a serious time loop
Yeah.
or time warp. I'm not sure.
Which has got me thinking about 88,
It's astounding.
because that is a time travel number.
Yeah.
Yeah, now think about this.
All right.
One of your buddies, Chris Christopherson, passed away at 88.
Yeah, I saw that.
He was
I
in a
did.
time travel movie called Millennium,
I remember that.
which was filmed in 1988.
Yeah,
right?
88 is where
How
it's
fast
at,
did they have to go in Back to the Future?
88.
Right,
Wow.
right.
Talking that.
Yeah, man.
And
So-
when he was hanging off of the clock, right? 10-4, which is 88 days from the end of the year.
There you go, man.
Sure,
There you
it's
go.
just all coincidence, right?
Look, everything's
I
math.
know.
Everything is math. Except you're 90% water,
Yeah.
which means you're
Dude,
that
that's-
close to drowning, bro.
It sounds like you're doing the math on how much water
Oh man, I was hoisted by my own petard. Man, I don't know how that happened. Wow, I just walked myself into my own hang room. All right, so there you go.
You know who the character Biff is based off of, according to the creators of Back
Biff
to the
Gnarly.
Future?
Biff Gnarly.
Not quite. A presidential candidate.
Al Gore.
We will not give him a free plug. But it is ironic that in the movie Back to the Future, when Marty lands in the future, there's a sign on the movie theater wall that says Ronald Crump.
There you go. See?
It's like a Simpsons level prediction.
It's getting crazy up in here.
Yeah.
All started from 33. See what that number does?
Which led us to the 88. Just going to fill in the extra guys.
555 is 666.
Oh, that's too many numbers.
That's
We're through the looking glass.
I don't know if you know this, but 27th, the biggest number. Where are you going to go after that? 27. That's the biggest number there is. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
Math facts right here.
That's the top number.
I can't think of anything higher.
Yeah,
Nope,
that's
not a
better.
1.
Right? See?
3 is a magic number.
3 is a magic number.
Yes, it is.
Things are getting weird. Hey, do we have to be out of here by some? You told me before
Top
the
of
show
the
there
hour,
was like
exactly. We
okay,
actually
is that what
have
it
to-
is?
So
Okay.
there's
Turn
this
into
thing.
a pumpkin or something?
There's this thing called back
No,
time.
we usually don't back time to the top of the hour.
See,
We about quarter after. We
But we
just
got to
like,
fill these guys in. They don't know what we're saying when we say back timing.
Yeah.
It's not like we're talking about time travel. See, after all that,
Let's go back.
we have to
88.
we have to be right on 7 o'clock.
Well, sure, that makes sense.
They
So
taught us
sometimes-
that in school, which we actually went to.
So here's the thing.
Right. Showed up.
We have what's called a sign off that we always use, right? Where at the end of every show for I don't know how long, years and years now, one of us always says, get out and support local music and art. However, as you're looking at that second, hand counting it down,
Right.
sometimes you have to, it's more like, and everybody remember to get out and.
I was hoping you'd say it backwards.
The 4 Whimsy.
Exactly.
Play that back, it's going to be perfect.
You don't want to hear what I say if you play it backwards. I don't tell your future, but I tell
We're
a lot
going
of
to-
gypsies pass. 4 abortions and life of alcohol. I don't know.
After
Life of alcoholism. I
after
don't-
these
I'm
two
sorry.
idiots,
Sorry, all the gypsies out there. I'm a gypsy too at heart, bro.
we're going from this very serious program that we're putting on to a candidate forum. So there'll be comedy coming up at 7.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Right.
I'm so happy to hear that because there's been 0 here. Whew, I'm trying, man. I'm
Great
barely
segue.
hanging. in.
Candidates
good.
for the Illinois 111th House District.
Oh, these guys are hilarious.
Very funny.
No, I don't. I'm sorry to the candidates.
Hosted by the very funny Doug Jenkins.
Now, he is funny. Now, there's a guy. How long has he been down here? He's been working at this station a minute and DJing on the side.
DJ Dougie Ramone is what he went
Dougie
by.
Ramone.
That's right.
I love it.
Huge punk rocker.
Yes.
We were getting him
absolutely.
excited when we said Misfits earlier.
Yeah.
You know it. He's like, I felt the move. And so,
What we're talking about, though, is BushFest.
yeah, yes, October 18th and 19th at the VFW. We probably left out like a lot of key information. However, Doug Bush, Cricket Bush, Cricket and the Grilled Avocados, they will be in with us next week on Thursday from 6 to 7. They'll fill us in on whatever it is we've messed up, whatever bands I accidentally didn't mention, or maybe didn't mention on purpose because, I can't read very good. People know this about me. I pretend. You think you're all so smart.
You just
gotta
faking it.
read. Yeah, absolutely. Anyway,
I don't know what these mean.
so Owen Weber playing there around the 3 o'clock at the lake.
At the lake.
And along with a lot of our favorites, like I say, Hideous Gentleman, Spilly Nelson, to name a few of our town favorites. Olive playing at the Old Milton School. What's that again? November
Halloween show,
second.
2,
second.
11,
Yes,
2.
2/11.
2?
11,
Because,
wait, 11,
yeah,
2.
because
Yes.
Halloween's on a Thursday.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, so
So we're doing it the weekend.
the
after.
weekend that it
So there you go. All right.
it works.
All right. So you're gonna go. All right. We got Freddie, Jason. We got Michael Myers as the drummer, and I'm going to go ahead and say Texas Chainsaw Massacre is he in.
There you go.
That's a good lineup.
Yeah.
I like the all Snoopy lineup personally.
The all variations
All right.
of Snoopy.
You are the ne'er-do-well cousin Spike.
Gotcha. Somebody's got
You
Joe
are
Cool.
the Red Baron.
There you go.
I don't know. And
that's
I'm
coming up
Charlie
on-
Brown.
Yep, that's what Charlie Brown sounds like to my memory.
Yeah.
Jacob Gordon combined with Owen Weber and Ian Whitmore and Cole.
Cold Rob.
Right.
Yeah, there you go. That
Not
makes
been in
Formed the band Olive.
Yeah.
Right.
We're actually playing this Saturday
Okay.
Another.
at the Barn Bash
Right.
in
Nice.
Greenfield, Illinois.
Okay.
Okay.
So if you're
Now-
hip to Instagram, you can check
There
out
you
the
go.
flyer on Olive Music's on there.
See, I'm not.
Greenfield, Illinois.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I got kicked off Instagram.
Oh.
I didn't do nothing. It's just I don't know how to sign in anymore.
Forgot your
I-
Login
password.
attempts.
Well, they ask you all these questions. Now it's getting serious.
It's
I
too
mean,
much.
You need to know what street to go
Gotta
up
have-
on Instagram.
codes and all this stuff.
I got my Twitter stuck in her Snapchat, and I got kicked off Instagram for that. I don't know what happened.
Exactly.
It was a lot of typos. Anyway, so where's the at Greenfield, Illinois?
Yeah.
That's straight out 140 a long ways, or it's one way to get there. But that's because Greenville is the one out past Carrollton. I sometimes get them confused. And that is the barn. What is it?
Barn Bash.
Barn Bash. There you go.
Playing with James Tyler and the usual crowd, inner outlines, and short
Nice.
notice.
All right. All right. There you go. Sounds like a good time. There any other gigs coming up you want to talk about? Got anything else?
There's the Nana Shack gig.
Oh yeah, the Nana
about Nana
Shack. Yeah, that is.
Oh,
who-
yeah.
that's the guys from
Silver
Material. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Awesome.
They've got a big lineup of bands. I think it's going to be announced by the end of this week, but the date is October 18th at the Nana Shack.
Nice.
About like 4 to 10. It'll be a long day, but it'll be a good day. Come out for some live music.
That'd be a
Excellent.
blast.
Excellent. Thank you, Nana, for the shack.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So there
Thank
you go.
Nana.
All right.
Nana's
Well,
everywhere.
thanks to Jake Weber for coming down.
Well, Jake Weber didn't come down. Jake Gordon
Jake,
and Owen
see,
Weber came
here
down.
it is. Here it
Jake
is.
Weber came
As
down
you
before.
said, I know.
Yeah.
We said this earlier. It's the dang Jake and Jake,
Weber.
man.
Yeah.
Right. Owen Weber and Jake Gordon. You dang Gordons.
Bound to happen.
Now there's a whole nother Gordon in town. I'm just gonna get overrun.
There's another Jake Gordon in town.
Oh, that's right.
It deepens.
Yeah, you know what? I saw him down at Earth Tones the other day. The little scamp, we'll call him. Scamp.
I'm gonna
There you
change his contact name in my phone to Little Scamp
There you go.
after this.
All right. Well, thanks to the guys from Olive, Owen Weber, Jake Gordon for coming down. No thanks to the other two.
Thanks for having
However,
us.
Yeah, cool.
big thanks to our sponsors, Halpin Music Company and Macias Insurance, Matt Van Voort
Well-
specifically, and
It looks like it's not going to work. Yeah.
what's not going to work?
There's some kind of ad blocker stopping it from firing up. So once again, no codes are being sent to me. So looks like we've run into another
Hey, boss.
internet security problem.
Yeah, well, okay, so
And,
we'll see what we can do about that. I guess we'll have to bring up some whatever in the meantime. We'll bring up the satellite feed, and we'll try and figure out how to bring up this political debate or commentary, whatever may happen. I'm hoping for a Royal Rumble. No,
There you
not
go.
really. Not-
Micro wrestling.
All right. Thank you. Bring it all back around. Hey, thanks again to our sponsors. Thanks to our guests. Thanks to everybody. If you've made it this far in the show, all I can say is you are a patient group of people.
We love you.
Yeah, so I say we go back to our normal sign off for now. And,
Which then here's our sign off. We're gonna say before I give the normal sign off, hang in there if you're wanting to hear the political debate. Give us a few minutes. We'll try and figure it out. We'll do the best we can. But whatever happens, if you're planning to get out, you know you should, because we need you all to support local music and art.